more the theme this evening than vacations. I actually have a story to tell, but I can't tell it. Is it that late? No, really. As I perused all of my travel experiences, I've traveled for work, I've traveled for vacation, and I was sorting through all of those experiences to find a story to tell tonight. This story that I cannot tell is the only one that really was pushing on my brain to tell. So here I am. I need to tell a story I can't tell. It starts out harmlessly enough. Years ago, I have a friend who is a Franciscan nun, Sister Betty. And she and her two sisters planned to go to Italy to celebrate their Jubilee, their 25 years Jubilee. And they asked me to tag along. Well, I said, sure, why not? And so me and my three nuns went to Italy. And we went to Rome and Assisi, St. Francis, and Sorrento. And we had this great time. And so I can tell that part of the story pretty well, right? Yeah. You know, we went in August, which is very hot in Italy in August. I would not recommend going there in August. It's hot, and all of the Europeans are on vacation. So don't go there in August. It was very hot. I also found that it was very convenient to travel with career Catholics in Rome, as you roam through Rome, because I'm a Protestant. What do I know? So going through all of the cathedrals and the basilicas and the Vatican, it was really helpful to have your interpreter right there, pointing out the various implements of worship or war, depending on the century you were talking about. So it was all very fine. It was very hot. We were walking around the city of Rome one evening. Well, it was late afternoon and it was very hot. And we walked into a piazza where there was a street performer. Oh, fun. So we all gather, we join the crowd that's gathered there around the street performer. And this is where the story gets difficult. I worked on this story before I came because I wanted to tell this story. I can't tell this story. We gathered around the street performer, and I separated myself a little from my three nuns to get a better angle. Now, I should tell you about my three nuns. My three nuns were not, they were plain clothes nuns. I often wonder if I would have been afforded more respect if they had worn their habits. Because this story is about, I didn't have the respect I think that I deserved. So, we were watching the street performer and I was separated from my three nuns. And so I was standing there in the crowd watching the street performer, and I felt an encroachment on my personal space. Now, I know that Americans' personal space is sort of bigger than the Europeans' personal space. So I stood there and I thought, it's okay, you're in Europe. Just be as, you're in Rome, do as the Romans do, right? So, but I felt a pressing from behind, like someone behind me was just in my personal space. So I inched forward. Now I can't go too far forward because there's a crowd around, so I inched forward. And the person behind me is inching forward too. I glanced back. It's a man. An ugly old man. And this is where swear I can't tell the story. Did you ever have somebody rub you the wrong way? This ugly little man rubbed me the wrong way. See, I can't tell this story. I rehearsed this story. I tried to get around this. We have to tell the truth, but the truth is hard. I tried to soften it a little bit. I can't tell this story. Did I mention it was hot? I'd like to think that it was my own sweat running down my leg when I realized what was happening. Yeah, so I ran to my 3 nuns and said, we must go to our hotel right away. I need a shower. The payoff, the paid vacation, I think he really got the payoff. I just got a story I can't tell.